Look, I appreciate, as always, the invitation to appear and address some of the concerns around these reports of international students and graduates who are facing removal from Canada after these letters of acceptance were submitted as part of their study permit application and were determined to be fraudulent. I understand that this situation is extremely distressing for a number of the students who are engaged, and I want to assure them and members of this committee and anyone else who might be monitoring this situation that the well-being of students who are genuine applicants to come and study in Canada is paramount for me and for the government. The fact of the matter is that many of the international students in this cohort of individuals came sincerely to Canada with an intent to study and to pursue an education at world-class institutions that we offer here in Canada. And frankly, some of them were duped by bad actors who claimed to be helping them in their immigration application process. There are other foreign nationals who we believe had no intent of pursuing higher education in Canada and used the fraudulent acceptance letters to take advantage of Canada's immigration system. Within this cohort of individuals, some have been engaged in potentially criminal behavior, and there are potentially individuals who knew exactly what they were doing. They knew that they were taking advantage of the system and knew that it was wrong and did it anyway. Because there are those who we believe were genuine in their application to come and study in Canada and those who are not, we've made a decision to establish a task force. IRCC is going to be working closely with Canada Border Services agencies to identify the victims of fraud. Further, we've directed the officials at IRCC to approach every incident on a case-by-case basis and to do so with expediency, flexibility, and compassion where it's warranted. We need to deploy the necessary tools so that those who are or were genuine students who wish to come study in Canada can remain in Canada and not face additional barriers on their next step of their Canadian journey. I want to be clear about this. Students who came here to study and did study will not face deportation. The Immigration Refugee Protection Act provides me as Minister with discretionary authority, which I believe should be exercised in the present context. Therefore, if the facts of an individual case are clear that an international student came to Canada with a genuine intent to study and without knowledge of the use of fraudulent documentation or participation in criminal activity, we've provided instructions to officers to issue temporary residence permits to those individuals to allow them to remain in Canada. This is going to ensure that these well-intentioned students and graduates can remain in the country. We're also going to make sure that they are not subjected to the 5-year ban from re-entering Canada that would normally follow a case of misrepresentation. While this process runs its course, preliminary temporary residence permits will be issued if they are required in order to prevent deportations that had previously been ordered.